I need you to meet me at the Diamond Forge. This won't take long, I promise.
Okay.
She's going to kill you.
She's gonna murder Miro? Well, if anybody's going to kill Miro...
Felled by Tataru.
Yeah, if anybody's gonna kill the Warrior of Light, it's gonna be Tataru. Anyway, Yukio, you saw it on Wally Games. You got followed by 20 to 25 bots in a few days. Yeah, yesterday I got 28 new followers, which, like I said, if they're actual real people using this new feature that Twitch has implemented, cool. Yeah, I know at least...
It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I know at least 3 of them are real, and I suspect 1 or 2 more are because they actually have avatars.
Yeah,
but
a lot of these are people who have no avatars, no bios, don't have anything, and they're following like, 100 to like 700 people.
Yeah.
Within like a ridiculously small amount of time.
Exactly. Okay, so one of them...
But it's not like you're buying followers, because why?
One of them that followed me, I'm just looking now, actually has a bio in his thing now. So, that's one I didn't suspect.
Oh. It wasn't one of the ones I brought up to you, is it?
No. One of the ones you did bring up to me actually has a bio now, so...
Oh. Well, I'm sure bots could do that too, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's just suspecting that they're less likely if they're bots, but it's still possible. I want people who view my channel to actually be here to view my channel. They want to interact. They want to see what I'm doing. I don't want bots here. Fuck bots. Hello, Tataru.
I'm sorry to drag you away from duties, but as I said, this won't take long. I just need you to stand perfectly still for a few moments. The scene.
This seems so ominous.
Well, I told you. Right, everyone, ready to go to work? No squirming now. Oh, and you might want to close your eyes.
Fucking smile at a time. Is she tickling me? What? That's what the sound effects.
There, all finished. The Warrior of Light's every measurement from heroic head to intrepid toe. Well, wouldn't you like to know? All in good time, Miro. All in good time. Aha! Found you. Alpha Node wants everyone in the Solar for a meeting. I don't know what it's about, but he seemed to think it was very important. Go on, we have everything we need. No sense in keeping everyone waiting. The fuck, Tataru?
We're here. Did we miss anything?
It's voiced.
We would not presume to begin without you, Ida. Orianger has returned to the Waking Sands, but everyone else is now present.
Yes, but for what exactly? We all have duties to attend to, Alphino, so you may dispense with the preamble.
Thank you, Elise. It is the very subject of those duties which compelled me to call this gathering. Though the Warriors of Darkness no longer pose a threat, Eorzea's many troubles demand no less of our attention. And while I stand by the decision to approach each task as we see fit, I fear our effectiveness will ultimately be diminished should we continue to act in ignorance of each other's efforts. Thus, I propose we elect a successor to Minfilia. Not to serve as a fully fledged antecedent, perhaps, but as a coordinator of operations.
Is that all? Oh, then the decision seems clear. No one else has shown any enthusiasm for the role, and judging by your performance at our previous meeting, you would seem the perfect candidate. You always did have a flair for politics.
I did not mean to... That was not my intention. As my tenure as commander of the Crystal Braves comprehensively demonstrated, I lack the qualities required for such an office. I would much prefer to remain as I am now, a soldier in the field, so to speak.
Should none of our numbers step forward, must we then constrain some unwilling candidate to take up the position?
Well, based on merit alone, a certain adventurer would be my choice. Though I concede she might struggle to balance her new responsibilities with, let me see, slaying primals, thwarting legatuses, and feeding the orphan poor.
Thancred makes a good point. Any who would wear such a mantle...
Oh my goodness! Help! I need some help here!
Tataru, are you all right?
Me? I'm fine. It's this poor girl who just staggered in and collapsed on the floor that I'm worried about.
Narco! God, how did... Yashola! Please, you have to help her!
Kral, a hand if you would. Let us see about closing these wounds.
Now, we've staunched the bleeding, but it may be a while before you can move about again. Though having seen your wounds, I'm surprised you are still moving at all.
Thank you. My message. It was too important to delay. I took the shortest route I could, though I knew it was more heavily patrolled. As you can see, my efforts at evasion were not entirely successful.
Honestly, you're too brave for your own good. What was so urgent that you needed to fight half the Empire to get here? You could have been killed.
I'm sorry, Ida. I had good reason. But I imagine your friends are wondering who this bloody mess of a Mikote is. My name is Minago, and I belong to the Alamegan Resistance. I came to warn Ida and Papalimo about one of our leaders. A man who calls himself the Griffin. He's always been dangerous, but he's planning something new. Something reckless.
The Griffin, you say? I've heard the name. Rumor has it your man is eager to test his claws.
Aye, and on no easy target. He means to assault Belsar's wall from the Alamegan side.
But what does the Griffin possibly hope to gain from such an attack?
From what I understand, he wants the fires of war to spread to Eorzea. And for that, he needs to control the border with Gridania.
So, he means to spark a conflict between the Alliance and the Imperial forces stationed in Alamigo, to have Eorzea's armies aid in the liberation effort, whether they will it or no.
His plan is flawed. Even should the Resistance succeed in occupying the wall, they would not be able to hold it. Imperial reinforcements would drive them out within a week.
Be that as it may, if there is even a chance that this scheme could bring about an escalation in hostilities between Eorzea and the Empire, the Alliance must be informed.
Agreed. I should depart for Limsa forthwith and seek an audience with the Admiral. Thancred, Uldar is yours. Alphino and Alize, make haste to the Twelveswood and notify the Elder Seedseer of the danger to Gridania. She will duly call a council of the Alliance leaders, whom you must be ready to receive. You will be our voice in Ishgard. Explain the situation to Sir Emmerich and encourage him to send an envoy. To Taru, Kryl, I leave the care of our injured messenger to you. See that she remains quiescent and her wounds closed. I believe that covers everything. Let us be about our tasks.
I suspect the ill tidings from Gyr Abania will be held as a turning point. The beginning to a bloody end. The business of war was ever conducted with the coin of self-sacrifice. 'Twas Master Louis Soir himself who taught us that such costs are not to be ignored or denied. And so, I shall embrace them. When the time comes, I will make my choice, as you will yours.
So, yeah, guys, I would like to address something for you here. This game seems a lot more cutscene heavy than it is, because that's primarily what I am focusing on. I'm heading from cutscene to cutscene. If you're actually playing this by yourself, chances are you're going to take more time to flesh out the world, do things in between each cutscene. Plus, you got the patches that kind of block things. So, yeah, and that's also the type of game it is. It's a Final Fantasy game. They're very heavy on cutscenes. They're very heavy on creating this world for you to view and see, and then you travel around and fight things, but that's every Final Fantasy game. Yes, Tales of games have a different way of doing it, but if I just went from cutscene to cutscene in those games, it would still feel the same way. Where the fuck was I going? Oh yeah, Foundation. Yeah, well, I forgot to finish a patch, or not. I didn't forget. I didn't have enough time to finish this patch yesterday, so there's a little more today because I was doing the end of a patch, a major patch.
Yeah, end of patch story quests tend to be pretty involved.
Yeah. When I move on to Stormblood stuff, you're gonna see a lot more in the world stuff because I'll be actually exploring the world for you.
Yeah, and then story cutscene type things. Like, there will be short ones, and then there will be more major ones.
And not to worry, Toonlock, I'm not trying to single you out or anything there. It's just, I get a few people who come to the stream to complain that I'm playing Final Fantasy. And that's just...
How dare you stream Final Fantasy under the stream title that you're playing Final Fantasy?
Well, just so everybody knows, Final Fantasy is probably my favorite MMO to date, so...
Maple Story?
That can be your favorite, it's not my favorite.
No, I don't know if I have a favorite.
Alright, here's Lucia.
Oh. Greetings, Warrior of Light. What business brings you to Ishgard? I see. Wait here. I will summon Sir Emmerich.
Yes and no, Toonlock. I've completed the main story of the first of the expansion. It is good to see you, my friend. 'Tis but a pity it must be under such circumstances. Had Lucia not informed me of the urgency of your suit, I would certainly have sent for some wine. But to business. I thank you for bringing these developments in Alamigo to our attention. Ishgard will, of course, send an envoy to attend the council in Gridania. I cannot say who will represent us, however, as the choice is not mine to make, not mine alone at any rate. Given the imminence of the threat, we may forego the formalities of a full House assembly. But I will need to consult my counterpart in the House of Commons prior to proceedings. Will you permit me some time to make the necessary arrangements? I thank you. Our representative, whomever we select, will require a suitable escort. Make your preparations and infer Sir Hondeloup that he is to lead in your absence.
Yes, Lord Commander.
Miro, pray accompany Lucia to the Gates of Judgment and make ready to depart for Gridania. I will have our envoy join you as soon as I can. Fury speed you on your way. No, they're never really rude, Toonlock. They just come in to tell me how much they don't like Final Fantasy. And I get Final Fantasy is not everyone's cup of tea. I do. But I also understand that it's my cup of tea. Alright, Lucia. Lucia seems eager to set forth for Gridania.
If you have no other business in the city, come join me at the Gates of Judgment. We must be ready to depart the instant the envoy arrives.
But as everyone knows, I do other games like Horizon Zero Dawn, where that's nothing but, primarily nothing but me.
I play a lot of different games on my stream. I don't care if someone like follows me for one game and then just like, if I'm playing a different game, they don't tune in. But don't like complain that I'm playing a different game.
Yeah.
Just don't watch. But please do keep following me at the same time.
Yeah. Exactly. But Lonk, to answer your question, I have beat the main story of Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood, and it's really excellent. Like, I've thoroughly enjoyed it all the way through.
Yeah.
I've done all of the current dungeons they've given us. I've done the hard modes of one of the two primals. The other one we're doing tomorrow night. Yeah, well, it's still a hard mode. No, you're not. You're good. I don't mind.
We were going to do that primal again as well.
No, we're doing the second one.
Oh.
That we haven't done.
I thought we were bringing like different people in and might just want to get them a kill if they don't have one.
Yeah, no, Lonk, that's why I said I'm not trying to single you out. What you did was fine. I don't mind little jabs and jokes. Those are perfectly okay and encouraged.
Yeah. Like, one of the reason I think they're so cutscene heavy now is that in Realm Reborn, like, up to, like, the first, content wave, they didn't really have a lot of cutscenes that really felt like, oh, this is really interesting, like, kind of just, like, drama and things getting dark and all that stuff that makes things, like, really makes a story interesting for hopefully most people.
Yeah.
It was just very straightforward and a lot of fetch quests and boring quests. And now they've added a lot of, like, snark too, which is great.
We meet again. As it happens, my counterpart in the House of Commons agreed that I should act as Ishgard's envoy. Not, I concede, that there was ever any real doubt. As Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, it was my duty to sanction any military cooperation. Be that as it may, I could not, in good conscience, make the decision alone. Not with the ink scarce dry in the Republic's Book of Statutes. I trust you understand, my friend. Alas, I must test your patience still by further by making a brief stop at Camp Dragonhead. Given the trouble brewing at the Black Shroud, I would see that the garrison is ready to defend the border. That's perfectly okay. Anyway, Lonk, yes, your desire to see something more than just Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, I've taken that to heart, which is why I'm going to be sticking a third game in between Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, so that there's a little more variety there. But as you know, I am actually very close to being done with Final Fantasy entirely, so, well, at least the weekday streams.
Yeah, quitting.
I don't want you to go somewhere else, though.
What? I mean, you're also been playing Horizon.
I'm very amenable to what my viewers want to see. You guys just gotta understand too that I have stuff that I want to achieve.
Yeah,
Which-
that's why you got the vote thing for Halloween, even though that's a little ways off.
Yeah. You get it. Is that inside or outside? Can't tell. Is it just not loaded yet? Okay. Probably just hasn't loaded yet, as the only person in this building is that Sprout standing in front of the fire for some reason. But yeah, no, I don't want anybody to feel like they're not welcome here. The garrison commander awaits within. Why not accompany me, Miro? You may see a familiar face. Miro, old girl! How wonderful it is to see you, and Sir Imric too! To what do I owe these unexpected pleasures? That's you, payment.
Is that me?
Yeah.
I will have some mulled wine brought up from the kitchens at once, if you will excuse.
Nay, do not trouble yourself, Sonora. We will soon be on our way. Lucia, a brief summary, if you will.
Yes, Lord Commander.
Huh, those villains hardly need an excuse to wage war. Bloodletting comes as naturally as breathing to a I mean to an Imperial.
And thus we shall strengthen our patrols as you suggest. We shall also be sure to communicate these developments to Lord Francel and the Observatorium.
I see you have everything in hand. Carry on, Commander. Surprised to see yours truly at the helm. You and me both, old girl. I doubt I'll ever feel worthy to sit where he sat. Yet we can but play the hands we're dealt, and with a little help from the veterans, and honor our ceaseless chiding, I'm sure I'll muddle through. So worry not, old girl. Off to Gridania with you. Oh, yeah, that reminds me, Lonk. I also haven't done the last part of the current raid they've released. I still have to do that. Which, as I told you before, is a Final Fantasy V reference. The whole thing so far has been, and I love it. It has made me very happy. And there's a frog boss. You can't really argue with that. Oh, why am I going to the... Just gonna teleport to Gridania. So I'm gonna do this part in Gridania here, and then we're gonna do our last remnant giveaway. Do I include the moderators in this giveaway?
I don't know.
I don't think I should, but...
It's your choice.
Really, it just comes down to 2 other viewers, so I suppose for this first one I can include you.
Yeah. Yes.
Diplomatic duties have brought me here on several occasions, but I find that I am as enraptured by the Black Shroud's beauty now as when I first laid eyes upon it. I fear this time, however, events shall not afford us the luxury of enjoying the splendor of the forest. An allied decision. Sir Imric is ready to attend the council. It seems we are to have an escort to the Lotus Stand. A pleasant place to discuss unpleasant matters, is it not? Yes, of course. It is like that we are the last to arrive. Let us announce ourselves, shall we? Conjurer's Guild is where it is. Yeah, I love the fact that FF5 got its own raid, because as you've pointed out in the past, FF5 doesn't really get a lot of attention. And it really should, because it's an awesome Final Fantasy, but... Alright, this will probably be voice. Maybe not this part. No, go ahead.
The envoy from Mishgard has arrived. Very good. This way, and the Limsa Lominson party as well. I had hoped to slip in unnoticed, but I see I was not the only one delayed in my arrival. Greetings, Sir Emmerich.
Admiral. Always a pleasure.
And Mira, I trust you are well. 'Tis a day for reunions, it seems. I believe you are well acquainted with my escort. Lady Mira, I was glad to hear from Rio that the missing scions have now been found. There's much and more I would discuss with you, but let us first attend to the issue at hand, shall we?
Yeah, FF5 is like the Dragon Quest of the Final Fantasy series. It's so underrated over here, but so popular in Japan. Apparently 4 is the most popular in Japan, though. From what I've been reading.
I bid you welcome, my friends. As you will by now be aware, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have come into possession of certain intelligence concerning recent developments in the region of Gyr Abania. It springs, I am assured, from an unimpeachable source. Is that not so, Master Alphino?
Indeed, Elder Seedseer. Our information comes directly from a member of the Resistance's inner circle, and we have no cause to doubt its veracity.
This griffin of theirs is a fool if he thinks he can hold Belsar's wall against the Empire. When the Imperials move to take it back, they will come in force. And the resulting fighting is all but certain to spill over into the Black Shroud.
At the Battle of Cartano, the combined might of 3 grand companies labored to contend with the remnants of but a single Imperial legion. Alone, Gridania would be hard-pressed indeed to hold back the tide, should the Garleans turn their minds from reclamation to invasion.
May I once more convey my nation's deepest regrets for our inaction in the days prior to the calamity. 'Tis a stain upon our ledger that I would fain remove. Elder Seedseer, I do hereby request leave to deploy a defensive force within the borders of Gridania. Ishgard's return to the Alliance shall be honored by more than mere ink upon parchment.
The Doman people too would join any effort that weakens our common foe. We are few, but our most seasoned shinobi are at your disposal.
On behalf of my people, I offer you my humble thanks. Gridania welcomes your assistance.
It is time we set our contingency plans in motion. Is the Alliance agreed? Then let us make ready for war. Victory favors the swift, and there is much to be done.
The Council knows that Alamigo will not soon be wrested from the Empire, and its decision to bolster the border's defences seems eminently practical. Why then, brother, do you scowl so?
I agree that they have chosen the wisest course available. Indeed, the only reasonable one. Yet something feels awry. In making ready for war, is the Alliance not granting the Griffin the very thing he desired? Any attempt to hold the wall is doomed to failure, aye. But I wonder if we have misjudged the prize for which he plays.
Alright. So that's going to be it for the recording. We will continue that next week.